Hey there, Sunil here, and today in this video I'll be going over how exactly you can start booking more qualified sales calls with your ideal clients every single month. Now, as an agency owner, I know that you're probably fucking frustrated that you're not getting enough sales calls, there are no meetings on your calendar, and there's not enough sales pipeline for you to generate any revenue. No revenue means no money in the bank, right? That's just more and more frustration. I know this, right? I've been there. I've been in that frustrating area. It's not a good place to be in. It's just fucking painful. That's what it is. Now let's talk about the solution, right? What we can actually do to change this situation. How you can start booking more qualified calls, which is what the whole video is about. And basically build a client acquisition system that generates you qualified sales meetings with your clients consistently and predictably, because that's a very key part of the system. That's a very key part of your business. If you're unable to generate qualified appointments with your ideal clients consistently and predictably, you're not going to be really successful, because your revenue is going to be like a roller coaster. It's going to fluctuate and you're not going to see steady growth. One month you'll be making 200 grand and the next month you'll be making like 50 grand. So it's not sustainable, it's not ideal. So the action plan I'm going to be discussing to you, I'm going to be sharing with you, will assume that you've already decided your niche. Now, this is key, right? This is very crucial, because you gotta know your niche, your industry, the industry that you're targeting before you take the step to start outreaching to them. Because if not, you're just going to be shooting yourself in the foot, and you're just going to be a blind man walking in a dark forest, basically, with a bunch of animals that are waiting to pounce on him. That's how it's going to be, because you're not going to get good results and you're going to waste a lot of time, energy, and effort. That's just how it's going to be. It's basically you trying to throw everything you can at the wall and try and see which actually probably sticks, right? That's not a really good approach, right? You gotta have a much more calculated and refined approach. And in order to have a much more calculated and refined approach, you have the industry research beforehand. Now, rant over. Let's go over the action plan. Number one, create a good offer that has high resonance with your niche. You gotta have a good offer that people actually care about. And most importantly, people in your industry care about. That is the industry that you're targeting, just to clarify. So let's say you're targeting a financial advisor, right? What's he going to probably respond to? Is he going to respond to, hey there, name, hey John, I help financial advisors grow their practice through the power of Facebook ads? Would you be interested in having a conversation with me to learn more about it? Or would they be more interested in, I help financial advisors acquire 11 to 22 sales calls, qualified sales calls with their ideal clients every single month. If not, your money back. How does that sound and how does this sound? The second one sounds much better, right? It's a trick question, obviously. And the reason why the second one sounds better and the second one has more impact is because it's leveraging industry lingo and the things that they value. Of course, I was just coming off in the top of my mind with that offer. You could refine it further and be like, I help financial advisors have 11 to 22 qualified meetings with high net worth individuals. Those are stuff that financial advisors actually care about. More meetings with their ideal clients, and preferably high net worth clients, because if they are able to get a lot more of high net worth clients or high net worth individuals, they're going to have a larger asset under management, meaning more income for them. So you got to know that as well. And you can use that asset under management as another part of your messaging as well, for other sequences, for follow-ups, and so on. You see what I'm getting at? It's basically the offer can be broken down into three core components, right? The ICP, the ideal client profile or the niche, and then your value proposition, and then your guarantee, the safety net. What exactly you're going to deliver, that is the value proposition, and the ideal client profile is basically the niche, like I said before. The guarantee is basically a money back guarantee, or we'll work for free until you get the results. If you don't if you're not able to deliver the results as you promised, that's how it works. That's pretty much how you frame your offer. That's a high level overview, by the way. You gotta sit down and think about it and follow a proper checklist before you actually come up with your offer. And it requires a lot of research and quality thinking to be put in order to actually create a really good offer. You need to put in some quality thinking time to actually come up with a really good offer, and you should have a lot of that industry research done as well, because that industry research is going to supplement you and make it much easier for you to actually come up with a really good offer. Of course, in another video I'll go over how exactly you can create a really good offer that stands out, and how exactly you can come up with multiple offers, and so I mean all that good stuff. I'll go over that in another video, because if I go over that in this video it's going to take too long. Now, once you have created a good offer that has high resonance with your niche, you're going to then, the next step would be to find the niche's best possible outreach mechanism, meaning outreach to them where they hang out at, and where they hang out at a lot. For example, a lot of investors tend to use LinkedIn and email to find deals, right? They communicate via email and they use LinkedIn to network. They use LinkedIn and email as a mix to network, connect, and get opportunities and try and grow. So that's what they primarily use. Now, as a smart person, you know that now, right? Through the research that you have conducted. What you're going to do next is create a messaging sequence that highly resonates with your niche, and also take into consideration about the rules and policies of the social media channels that you're leveraging, right? The outreach mechanism that you're leveraging. For example, email has a lot of rules that you need to follow. LinkedIn also has a bunch of rules that you need to follow. I would have to make another video to go over how exactly you can leverage LinkedIn and email to generate more appointments as well. But the point of this video is to give you an overall, snippet, an overall overview of what exactly you need to start doing. Now, you need to create a messaging sequence that highly resonates with your niche. Do not use generic messaging, and do not violate the policies of your social media channel that you're using, or the email system that you're using. Of course, you can circumvent it. You're not supposed to violate the rules. You can play along the rules and use the loopholes to your advantage and do whatever you have to, but do not violate them. Stick to their policies, because if you get banned, it's going to be just wasted time. You need to create another account, and it's just useless, a useless spend of time, money, and effort. Okay, once you've created your messaging sequence that highly resonates with your niche, the next thing you're going to do is find the best possible tech stack that will allow you to set up everything in one place, and also enable you to outreach to hundreds of prospects every single day automatically. The key here is automatically. This shit should be done automatically, or else you're going to be spending 6 to 10 hours just doing outreach. I'm not kidding, right? Let's say you do 100 to 150 messages on LinkedIn, and you do like 500 cold emails a day. You do all the personalization by yourself. how much time do you think it's going to take? You know, it's going to take you at least, if you're a really efficient person, it's going to take you at least 4 to 5 hours, right? Doing like 500 to 1000 messages per day on your own manually is just going to be a huge, tremendous waste of time. You can just get a really good tech tool to automate that. Now, when considering a tech software, right, a tech tool, you need to always, whenever you're trying to integrate a tool into your tech stack, always consider whether, number one, the cost is, uh, you know, the cost is justified, and number two, whether you're actually seeing good results from it, right? My best bet is cold email and LinkedIn. Cold email and LinkedIn will work exceptionally well if you are in a B2B, space. If your clients are in the B2B space, for example, other agencies, B2B companies, and so on. Consultants, for example, consulting firms, coaching companies, mm, software companies, and so on. They all, tend to hang out on LinkedIn and email. I'm just giving you a few examples off the top of my head, so just be careful, right? Now, you need to have a really good tool, right? So I would recommend for cold email, just go with Instantly. It's the best bet. Cost is $97 for the hyper growth plan, which is what you should get. Do not get that 37 plan, I guess, $37 plan. I think it's the regular growth plan. Don't get that. It's pretty much useless if you're trying to do large volumes of outreach. You want to get the growth plan, right? Hyper growth plan. That's $97 per month. And I personally believe that, right, when you're starting an agency, you need to focus on maximizing the volume of outreach that you do. Why? Because it's testing and refining. If you can send out a large volume of messages every single day, that will allow you to rapidly test out your messaging sequences, then you're going to be the winner, because you'll be able to come up with that winning sequence much faster compared to your competition. That's right, competition. You are competing with a lot of people, right, who want to do the same thing as you, who want to take the same market share as you. So, like it or not, it is a competition. And to stay at the top of the competition, to be the winner of the competition, you need to be speedy and you need to be the best. To be the best, you need to have a lot of speed, right? Speed is very crucial in business, as you might have heard a lot of times before. Now, testing and refining is the key to any business, right? You need to be able to rapidly test out multiple messages at the same time, messaging sequences, that is, so that you can find that winning combination. Like I said before, that winning combination basically means a messaging sequence that's bringing you a lot of positive responses and meetings. That is the breadwinner. That is the highest performer. You can track that through analytics and get the data. I'll teach you how in another video, of course. That winning combination is the key, right? That is going to be the breadwinner for you. It's going to bring you a lot of positive responses and a lot of meetings. Now, I would say you would need to send out at least 1000 messages first in order to test out whether the messaging for your offer actually works, and whether that offer actually is valid, is actually accepted by the marketplace. So to send 1000 messages, right, and that to very quickly, I would say use cold email. Cold email would be the best to do that, because you can send 1000 messages per day even if you set up the system properly. Now, once you have found that winning combination, right, that winning play, what you do next is double down on that. And also, this is what a lot of people fail to do, is that you also write out other alternative messaging sequences that you want to test out every single fucking day. That's because you want to ensure that you have backups just in case that the main sequence stops working, that breadwinner stops working. Because Everything has a lifespan, and everything tends to get old at some point, and things just tend to die out, just like us. So, now you got your offer, now you got your niche, now you got your messaging sequence, and your outreach as well going out. You're going to get some replies now, some positive, some negative, some here and there. That's just how life is, right? You're going to get some positivity, you're going to get some negativity as well in anything you do in life, right? Because when it comes to the business aspect, not all of the market is going to be interested in what you offer, and not all of the people in the world are going to like you. So, yeah. With that being said, the most important part of the replies is the actual positive replies, right? You got to focus on the positive replies, and for that you need to know how to deal with those positive responses and replies, right? How do you do that? You do that through building out a reply management system. Now, this reply management system should be basically standardized to the point where you can just have a VA do it for you, right? That's how good it should be. You should aim for that, because ideally you want to delegate that process to a virtual assistant or someone who can help you out, right? Because at the end of the day, the goal as a business owner should be to work on the business and not in the business. You gotta focus on the things that actually bring you in a lot of money, right? The things that actually bring you in a lot of money are actual sales calls. But to get actual sales calls, you gotta have the outreach, the legwork being done in the back end. Initially, you gotta do it by yourself, all the outreaches and the reply management by yourself. But as you grow, you're going to delegate that, and you're going to automate it a lot, and you can do a lot of cool stuff if once you grow. With that being said, it will be infinitely easier if you have a proper standardized process. Now, the reply management system should be able to notify you when a reply comes in, what information that reply has, just a short brief summary, because at least the first line of the message, because you'll get the gist of the message then and there itself. People will be like, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll be open to listening. If it's positive, I'm interested. Or if it's negative, they're going to be like, no, stop, in caps, not interested, unsubscribe. You'll get all that bullshit if you're getting a negative response. Sometimes fuck yous and so on, if they're really a piece of shit, or if they have a really bad day, who knows. Now, the idea is to have a system that will give you notifications, and those notifications should be set up in such a manner that you're able to get the gist of the message from a quick glance. That's how good it should be. Now, the whole process should be built out smoothly enough, right, in order to ensure that you do not waste any time in handling a positive response. Response comes in, boom, you got it. You segregate the response as positive or negative. Fuck the negative replies. Just mark them as negative or not interested, and just don't care about it, right? If they say unsubscribe or not interested, you could possibly do some objection handling, but that's second priority. The main key priority, it would be to deal with the positive replies and the positive responses. Now, like I said before, the system should be smooth enough so that you can just take that positive reply and turn them into a sales call. At the beginning of the line is the positive reply, and at the end of the line is the negative reply. The meeting booked. Negative reply, what the fuck? I mean, if you turn a positive reply into a negative reply, who knows what the hell you did? Fuck. Or they weren't interested in the first place at all, or they might not be qualified as well. Who knows? I mean, you do have situations where an initially positive response turns into a negative response, because they realize that this is not something for them, or they're not really a good fit or something like that, but the goal is to turn a positive, the end beginning of the line is the positive response, and at the end of the line is the meeting booked. I got it right this time. Yeah, it should be very easy for the process, the prospect to book an appointment with you, right? You give a few times that might work for them, and they agree to those times. I personally find that sending over a calendar link reduces the conversion rate, the conversion rate from positive replies into actual meetings, since people tend to forget stuff, right? We're all busy people, man. We're all fucking busy, and we have thousands of things that are going on in our head, and we have limited mental power and energy, so we tend to forget things. That's why you just you don't put the ball in their hands, right? You don't leave the ball in their court. That's how they say it, right? Um, you ensure that you have more control on the process of the meeting being booked. It's much easier for you to just give them a few times. They agree to a certain time, or you just do a little bit of back and forth and just get the right time, and then you just book them on your calendar. Because that way you're essentially forcing them into having a conversation with you, and kind of warming them up in the process, and also have a really good meeting on your calendar, right? A win for you. Of course, you're always free to split test it and see which performs better for you. Different niches, different industries, different people. It's a diverse world, whatever. Things tend to perform differently in different niches and different sectors. So I'm more than happy for you're more than welcome to go and split test whatever works for you. Split test it, find which one works best for you, and then just go with that. So, what are the action steps that you can take from this? Build out your offer. That's number one. And number two, determine the best way to reach out to your niche. Number three, build out your messaging sequence so that you can start reaching out to your prospects. Number four, have your tech stack sorted out so you can have messages and outreaches going out every single day in an automated manner, or at least semi-automated. And then number five is have a reply management system so that all the positive responses and new leads that you get are all turned into meetings as smoothly as possible. I basically given you a summary with this, right? Action steps, fancy word for summary. Bonus point, have a proper landing page for your agency, right? You should have a landing page that's associated with your agency and your sending domains. It can be very simple, but of course there's a proper framework that you need to follow, and you need to stick to, because you need to have a high converting landing page for it to actually properly work. Again, it can be very simple, but it should go over what you do and why people should book a call to learn more. And to make the whole process of that very smooth, you use a very high converting landing page. That is proven frameworks inside your landing page. With that being said, I always say this, with that being said, take action and build your agency and grow it. Scale to the moon, right? Take action on this, man, because these are all valuable steps that you can start implementing right away. Of course, I did go over 30,000 feet overview when it comes to the tech stack and messaging sequence and reply management system, but I did go over in much detail about how you can actually build the offer. Of course, I did share only a small glimpse into how exactly you should build your offer out, but you do have a lot of points that you can take away and turn them into action steps and actually implement those action steps in your business so that you can start growing your business as well. With that being said, have a great day and see you soon. Oh yeah, you need to like, subscribe and share this damn video, right? So more agents want to see this. So that I can grow my brand, I can grow my channel and impact more people. Again, have a great day.